Yo, what is going on, YouTube? This is the Universal1 getting back at you guys with a great, informative video. Alright, I want to say thank you for stopping by and pushing that play button and deciding to spend a little time with me, y'all. If this is your first time visiting my channel, let me say welcome to my new channel, the Universal World Network. And for a lot of us, this is probably going to be our first time visiting, alright, y'all? I'd like to say thank you to those of y'all that subscribed to the channel yesterday. Thank you for the kind words that I received. Thank you for a lot of the support. Let me just first say that it's really, really encouraging to know that there are people out there that are willing to listen to you and hear, some of the things that you want to talk about. All right. It can sometimes be a very lonely place when the things that I'm reading and the things that I'm speaking about is not common in our day. All right. Yeah. These are not things that we're reading, and these are not things that we're being taught in school. So it's definitely refreshing to know that I'm not alone and that there are like-minded people. And I can just tell that by, again, by the few subscribers that I received yesterday, all right? Now moving on. The first book series that I want to start on this channel is called The Law of One, okay? We're going to be learning about who are Ra and what is the Law of One, okay? And to just give a brief introduction into what we're going to be reading, I'm going to go ahead and read the Law of One from the Wikipedia. It's going to be a brief intro, all right? So just bear with me. All right. The Law of One, also known as the Raw Material, is a series of 5 philosophical monographs published between 1982 and 1998 by Schiffer Books. The books purportedly were authored by a non-human intelligence named Ra through the process of channeling, in which Don Elkins acted as the questioner, Jim McCarthy as the scribe, that'd be the person who recorded everything, and Carla L. Ruckert, and I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, as the channel for Ra. The 5-book series presents both commentary and full transcripts of the dialogue between the questioner and Ra, who is described as an entity composed of an entire civilization of extraterrestrial beings that are fused into one unified consciousness. So, okay, so, again, the first thing I want to say is that in order for us to get anything out of this channel, we're going to have to come in with an open mind, okay? We may not agree with everything that we hear here, but if you have an open mind, it's going to be easy to listen to some of the things that I'm going to be reading and some of my opinions, as well as other people's opinions, all right? Now, that being said, I'm going to have a disclaimer. And now I ask that we all remember to try to be as kind to one another as possible. Let's be polite. Let's be respectful in the comments, all right, in the section below, because with the material that I'm going to be going over, the material that we're going to be studying together on this road, on this path, again, it's just not stuff that was taught to us, and in a lot of religions, this stuff would be considered blasphemous. I would say. Again, growing up in church, these are things that we shouldn't even be looking at, according to priests and pastors and fathers, and I'm beyond that though. But it's not always easy to accept new material, new information, or new knowledge. All right, y'all. So again, this is why it is very important that we have an open mind. And just be patient with the material, all right, y'all? But like I was speaking yesterday, and I was saying how in my video yesterday, I said how I believe that we're all connected, and what I meant by that is in our consciousness, I believe that we are all one collective group. We are one collective group. And now if we all put our minds to work together and we all get on the same page, on the same vibration, the same flow, we can really make things happen, easy. But these things weren't being taught to us. That's another thing that I meant yesterday when I was saying that, we need to be learning more about who we are and our abilities and how we are more powerful than we were led to believe. We're not just a piece of matter, you live and you die and that's it. That's not what this is about, yeah. And these are things that I'm starting to learn. And as we take this journey together, hopefully I can open some more minds and that the mind's eye, and we can learn these things and consider these things together. Okay, yeah? Let's continue. The introduction to the first book explains that the questionnaire is Don Elkins and that Ra is a higher density being, a sixth density life form of pure energy or spirit, speaking through the body of channeler Carla L. Ruckert or Ruckert. Carla transmitted the material by entering into a non-conscious state, which the authors call an unconscious trance, where she became a communication channel or instrument for Ra to utilize in order for them to communicate to our level of reality and answer the questions posed by Don Elkins. Okay, so she's a channel, y'all. All right, so, the message comes through her. Okay, where we at? The answers were interpreted to be direct communications with Ra, which is in line with standard views on channeling. The books are written in question and answer format, which is pretty cool because it makes it an easier read, y'all. It's going to be in a question answer type of deal. The dialogue between Don Elkins and Ra was recorded, transcribed, and edited by Jim McCarthy to produce the 5 books. The material in the books conveys an elaborate and grand reality, ultimately described as being called the Law of One, or the basic principle that all is one, that all things that exist are ultimately the same essence within many forms and configurations. Now, keep that in mind, y'all, because we're talking about a 6th density being, someone that lives in 6D. So we live in 3D. This person is in a 6th density plane, all right? They're in 6D, 6th dimension. We're in the 3rd dimension or 4th dimension. I'd like to think that we're getting to the 5th dimension with this being in 6th density, all right, y'all? So, this is good stuff. I really enjoy reading these things. But I want you to keep that in mind because, again, even, every existence, everything that exists, not in just this universe or just this plane, well, we are all connected, yeah. All right? The philosophy of the Law of One describes the big question of life. Why, how, and where everything that exists comes from, as well as its place within the manifest creation. The 5 books explore this premise in relation to many aspects of life, including philosophy, religion, spirituality, cosmology, anthropology, history, politics, physics, biology, geology, and the paranormal. The dialogues have been cited by sociologists to be a convergence of ufology and trance channeling, where a human channeler is said to be aligned with or in harmony with Ra, thus being able to act as a receiver for the vibrations. Now, in this case, the knowledge emitted by the 6th density intelligence. So whatever info that's coming in, the vibrations that are coming in, our channeler is receiving these, all right? And that's how we're able to get that, because she's now at the same vibration as this being. The material describes that Ra is a highly advanced race of extraterrestrials who once visited ancient Egypt and assisted with construction of the pyramids. So what is Ra? What is Ra? Ra is a highly advanced race of extraterrestrials, all right, y'all? So Ra's not one person, but Ra's the entire race, all wrapped up in one collective consciousness, okay? Let's bear with this, y'all. We're gonna take this slowly. We won't be taking too much information at a time, because I know this for me, to go slow and take my time with this material and this information, it worked. I was able to absorb it more and understand it more, all right? And I will hope that I can help y'all understand. And if we have any questions, just drop them down in the comment box below, all right? But y'all bear with me, because this really is my first lecture You might as well call it a lecture, all right? And I'll get better. You know, things are gonna get better. I'll get better as a someone giving a lecture, all right? And I'm just so excited right now, y'all. Just bear with me. All right. So in these books, Don Elkins, a PhD physicist, university professor, and airline pilot, found the apex of his lifetime of research into the UFO phenomenon through telepathic contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. Telepathic. I was talking about that yesterday, y'all. We should be there. I believe that the human race should be telepathic already, but we're not. For 20 years, he had been working with various gifted individuals who would go into trance and speak on behalf of these higher intelligence. And time after time, Dr. Elkins would ask them the most difficult, challenging questions coming from the forefront of his research into advanced physics. And he would get the answers. So we're going to get them too, y'all. These answers were repeatedly coming from those who had no knowledge of these things while awake. It was at the end of this 20-year period that Elkins' work with Carla Rueckert broke through to a much more substantial level. This breakthrough was directly precipitated by the arrival of Jim McCarthy, who thought that he was coming to help Don and Carla categorize and organize the volume of material that they had already produced. Instead, something totally unexpected happened. They attracted a true heavy hitter of the higher realms, perhaps the main group responsible for our care, a huge spiritual group of entities that called itself Ra, and said that they were from the sixth density level of spiritual evolution, millions upon millions of years more advanced than modern humanity. Wow. Okay, so I hope we're starting to get an idea of what Ra is, and not, well, they could be who, but when you say who, it may sound like one person. All right, Ra, again, was an entire race, y'all. Let's keep that in mind. As soon as Ra began speaking, they made it clear that this was the first time that they had been able to get through an undistorted series of messages in thousands of years of human history. So they've been trying to get in touch with us, and they finally broke through. Now, this is back in the 80s, don't forget. The words and concepts were highly sophisticated and precise, unlike any other type of channeled material ever seen, and referred to by one professor as akin to a PhD dissertation on epistemology. What is epistemology? Let's see really quick. Let's see what epistemology is. Epistemology. You see, I looked it up because when we do these readings, we're definitely going to come across words that we may not know what they mean. And it's always good to try to find out what the word means, all right? And at the very basic, find out how we're using it. I mean, words have origins. They originate from somewhere. And then when you look up their origins, they mean totally different things. But at the very least, we should know what it means and how they're using it right now in this book. So epistemology is the theory of knowledge, especially with regard to its methods, validity, and scope. Epistemology is the investigation of what distinguishes justified belief from opinion. Okay, so we know what that is, all right, y'all? So let's get back to this. Where are we? So now, it goes over the contents and what is, what's going to be in the book. But it's 5 books, okay, y'all? So, again, we're not going to speed through the book. I'm definitely not going to speed through the book. I'll probably touch other topics in between the book with other videos, just to keep things fresh and lively. And we don't want to get bored here. I don't want to get bored. So, I'll read a little of the book. We're going through the introduction. I'll read a little of the book. We'll start the book on maybe not the next video, but the video afterwards. I really want to get a video out about affirmations, morning affirmations, because they're really, really good. But and I'll even break down what affirmations are. But so here it shows the contents, all right? And if we keep reading the book series articulates a non-dualistic philosophy according to which all things both spring from and are one with the source of the universe, termed the one infinite creator. I spoke about that yesterday, all right, y'all? Within the law of one, the creator is not described as an external entity as earthly religious text presents in order for men to understand. Instead, the Creator is rather an all-pervasive intelligent energy that is both within everything that exists and without. Thus, the indivisible oneness that the philosophy describes. Underlying the perception of separation utilized for learning is an indivisible oneness. Okay, y'all. It's everything, yo. The Creator is everything. It's in everything. One. It's just one. The law of one states that this universe, one of many, was created by the one infinite Creator out of itself by distorting its energy into the parts of existence called distortions. The process occurred one distortion at a time in specific order. The first distortion created by the Creator is called free will. The second is love. And the third is light. All other substance and form comes from an interaction of these three distortions, akin to a hologram or a fractal. Each part of the creation is also the whole. I like that. Alright, so as Ra uses the word, the distortion of light can be taken to mean energy or matter and knowledge and wisdom. Cosmology. Ra describes each galaxy as a creation of an intelligence called a logos. The logos creates many sub-logoi star systems, i.e. stars and planets. One sub-logos would be our sun, for example. Another would be our planet Earth, another planet Venus, Jupiter, and so on and so forth. The sub-logoi in turn create sub-logoi. Human beings are an example of sub-logoi. Each logos, sub-logos, and sub-logos is a microcosm of the Creator. The logos created even levels of progression for spiritual evolution, and Ra has called each of these levels a density. 1 density, 2 density, 3 density, 4 density, 5 density, the dimensions, you can also call them. Even more importantly, this cosmology is not simply in the realm of lofty speculation. For all intents and purposes, Ra was systematically teaching Dr. Elkins about a whole new form of physics, a new form of understanding, the way that the universe functions, rooted in compassion, harmony, and wisdom. Now, alright, y'all. So I've been reading other books, and now I think I should continue. There's not too much left. I've been reading a lot of books, and as we start our readings, we're gonna notice a similarity in a lot of different books, and they may be different from different parts of the world, but you'll notice that there's similarity within them all. All right. Now, densities. Commentators have interpreted densities in a variety of ways. Some have described it as a dimension, as in a higher dimension, or experimental reality. A density differs markedly from the Cartesian notion of dimension, but the description of a density as a dimension, as utilized in other sources, is problematic, especially due to the fact that the books have occasionally used the term dimension interchangeably with density. Some have described it as a physical concept in addition to a non-physical concept, while others described it as entirely non-physical. In any case, all commentators agreed that different densities are associated with different levels, forms of consciousness, and different phenomenological ways of being. Phenomenological ways of being. Phenomenological ways of being. The first density is the density of the elements, the earth, water, air, fire. In scientific terms, solids, liquids, gas, and plasmas. The second density is the density of organic life, plants, animals, bacteria, and etc. Before we go any further, I believe that I was already first density. I was already earth, water, air, or fire. And so were y'all. The second density is the density of organic life, plants, animals, and bacteria, and etc. I believe that we were there, and we've ascended to where we at now. The third density is the density which human beings inhabit. It is the density of self-awareness, which is sentient. It is also the density of duality, through which the individual chooses their polarity of service. free will. The fourth density is the density of love or understanding, and like all subsequent densities, is inhabited by mind, body, spirit complexes of a higher level of spiritual evolution than human beings on present day Earth. I believe that I'm there already, y'all. I believe that a lot of us are there already. The fifth density is the density of light or wisdom, and this is where we're coming to. I believe that we all chose to be here at this time on Earth, this exact time. And it's just something's gonna happen, and we all decided to be here to experience this together. All right. Fifth density is the density of light or wisdom, wherein long and deep contemplation and introspection are practiced, so that one's own wisdom may spring forth and the entity may become refined to an even higher degree. So that's where we're trying to go, y'all. The sixth density is the density of unity consciousness, where love and wisdom are united and where all other polarities are united. In Earth's history, it is from the density that archangels come from, as described in various texts. So what, heaven? The seventh density is the gateway density, the last density before mind, body, spirit complexes merge back into the creator. The eighth density is the beginning of the next octave, where the journey begins again. Ra tells us that humans are composed of a mind, a body, and a spirit, and therefore would refer to an individual human as a mind, body, spirit complex. Ra says that humans, along with the earth, are going through a process called harvest. This includes statements that there are many other living beings in the universe that are similar to humans but different in body, intelligence, culture, and spiritual evolution. These beings, like humans, are referred to as mind, body, spirit complexes. Ra describes that individuals from other densities have incarnated on Earth to contribute to the harvest, to help us, to help us ascend. Ra expressed that all mind, body, spirit complexes, after being formed in the third density, progress upward through the densities as they evolve spiritually until they become one with the Creator at the end of seventh density. Wow, and that number 7 on the, is always around. We're gonna notice that 7 around too a lot. The evolution is accomplished through incarnation into a body many times until the soul has completed the lessons relevant to each density. Incarnation only occurs within first, second, and third and fourth density. A physical body is no longer necessary beyond the end of fourth density. From fifth density and beyond, the body is purely energetic in nature. Wow. All right. In order to progress from third density to fourth density, individuals must make a choice between two polarities of service to others or service to self. And that's what I say, I'm service to others. Or in ordinary language, between altruism and selfishness. The purpose of third density is to make this choice. The purpose of experiencing the sometimes harsh environment of third density, no matter which location in the universe, is for each soul to make this choice of service and thus progress. As entities evolve, they progressively balance and unblock their energy centers, which directly correspond to the chakras. The Law of One series includes an extensive discussion of these energy centers. Each entity center is associated with a color and corresponding Hindu chakra. All right, y'all. And we're going to stop there with this. But as you can see, this is going to be really, really informative. This is going to be telling us a lot of things, all right, about, like secrets, ways to live our life, okay, y'all? And it's going to be keys, I believe, all right? So, I'm really, really, really looking forward to getting the book started. I probably would do it, I don't know. My next video is definitely going to be a video on affirmation. But we're going to get started on this book because this book is going to be great. Now, again, remember what I told y'all. You got to have an open mind. If you're going to be in this channel, you got to have an open mind. I know a lot of us are stuck to our, what we've been brought up in, religion and, our own beliefs, our core beliefs, and that's fine, but if you're going to feel some sort of way listening to my material, or watching any of these lectures or listening to any of these lectures, then all I ask is that you find another lecture or another show to watch, because this is definitely where I'm trying to go, and I think this has been helpful for me, and I think if I continue on this path, my life is only going to get even greater, and again, I'm bringing all of y'all along for the ride, but why don't y'all start practicing this too as well? I mean, if you're gonna be here listening to me and listening to my, my opinions and when I break things down, but I mean to listen to Ra and to listen to what Ra has to say, sixth density being who is way more advanced than we are. I mean, we could probably get a lot of jewels out of this race, right? Ra and the law of one. So I really look forward to getting this started. Look for my video, my affirmations video. I would like to have it out by the morning. It would be perfect to do in the morning. But yeah, yo, everyone have a great night. Thanks for checking me out. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for joining this community. Let me not say my community, but let me say our community. All right, I'm hoping to build a community of like-minded people who are not afraid to learn and teach, and people who are going to be willing to get outside the box and explore a little bit. Right? Let our imaginations go a little bit, right? But anyhow, everyone have a great evening. I love you all. Don't forget to extend that hand to those in need, because we never know when it will be us. All right, y'all? This was Universal1, getting back at you guys here at the Universal World Network channel. Everyone have a great night. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.